Loki, a four-letter word with infinite potential. As a fan of both comics and mythology, it's crazy to me how influential the Marvel Comics character has been. In a way, he's become the definitive Loki in the pop cultural zeitgeist. There have been Thors and Odins and Zeuses and Herculeses in other media that rival the Marvel versions, but no other Loki has come close to being as iconic as this one.
I said...
The reason being, the Marvel Universe successfully transformed Loki into a cosmological force. Now, I've talked about the many faces of Loki in a previous video, and how he's played hopscotch with the alignment chart for the majority of his existence. He went from malevolent god of evil to childlike trickster to repentant agent of Asgard to self-proclaimed god of outcasts and finally to fulfilled god of stories. Currently, Loki is loitering in the parking lot of chaotic good, and is a kinda, sorta trustworthy ally of Thor. But Loki's current state isn't why he's a cosmological force. It's his nature. His nature to change. Loki has had so many faces over the years, each one different, but the one constant that he has carried is that he doesn't just change himself, he changes others, more often than not for the better. Think about it. The only reason the Avengers exist is because Loki unwittingly assembled them. He was the catalyst that caused the creation of Earth's mightiest heroes. And that's not the only instance of him doing so. At the beginning of Jason Aaron's Avengers run, he brought the Dark Celestials to the Earth for the express reason of reassembling the Avengers. It was a dangerously, stupidly chaotic plan that could have gone all kinds of wrong. But that's Loki in a nutshell. All gamble. During Ewing's Defenders Beyond, a time-displaced god of outcasts Loki led a group of assembled heroes to delve into the depths of creation itself to discover the outerversal force that threatened their cosmos. This Loki even sacrificed their freedom at the end, resigning to the fact that as god of stories, it is their destiny to keep helping others fight to save everything. And nowhere is Loki's role as agent of change highlighted better than during Jason Aaron's Avengers Forever. There we discover that a being known as Avenger Prime is recruiting Avengers from across the multiverse to fight against the multiversal masters of evil, which is made up of Black Skull, that's Red Skull with the Venom symbiote, Dark Phoenix, Mystique possessed by the Phoenix Force, Ghost Goblin, that's Green Goblin with the spirit of vengeance, Kid Thanos, a hellish hellion just as murderous as his adult self, King Killmonger, an N'Jaka who conquered not only Wakanda but Asgard too, and Doom Supreme, who, well, his name speaks for itself. And who was this Avengers Prime? None other than a Loki. Now, this Loki was from a universe where Thor died as a child, which allowed him to usurp Asgard from Odin. Then he pulled a Reed Richards and contacted his multiversal selves, only to find that they had all been denied the throne due to causing the assembling of their respective Avengers. Seeking to avoid this, Loki smothered the idea of the Avengers in the crib, leaving him unrivaled. But one thing led to another, and his actions caused his universe to be wiped of all life. With no other path to walk, Loki committed suicide and found himself in the God Quarry, a kind of cosmic graveyard for deities that intersects realities. There he sought penance by becoming Avenger Prime and fulfilling his role as a Loki, assembling heroes so that they may change all worlds for the better. And it's not just the Avengers or the Defenders Loki helps change. As Kid Loki, he had a profound effect on Asgard and Thor, helping them through his schemes which, while at first seemed filled with mischief, were in actuality earnest acts of altruism. In fact, the plan of Ikkol, who in case you forgot is the remnants of the former evil god Loki that took the form of a magpie and was giving Kid Loki advice but was actually planning on taking his body, revolved around Kid Loki being able to change Asgard's perception of the idea of Loki himself, from a villain to a hero, and he succeeded. More recently, in Immortal Thor, while initially appearing antagonistic, Loki helped Thor change by teaching him a lesson about relying on his own strength when he started using the Odin Force as a crutch so that he would be better prepared to face Tyrannus, his elder god equivalent. So, as you can see, Loki has grown far beyond the role of god of mischief. His mythological roots may still be there, but Marvel's Loki is no mere Norse god. He is a multiversal catalyst for change who dances across existence with the sole goal of inciting it in not just others, but himself. So what does this mean for the Loki in the MCU? Well, The final episode of the second season is just around the corner, and from what we've seen, this Loki is following in the same footsteps as his comic book counterparts. He calls the Avengers to assemble, and now he is giving everything he has to save the TVA, also that there is a means to fight against Kang and his army of variants. Now, it seems like Loki's time-slipping affliction is actually going to become a new ability, one that he'll be able to use to travel across time and through space. What could he use this for? Well, if the season ends the way I think it's going to end, with Loki leading the TVA and assembling a force to fight the Council of Kangs, then he could use his time-slipping to travel across the multiverse and recruit individuals to face off against the coming Kang dynasty. Individuals who might just happen to be Avengers, just like Avenger Prime. Well, look at that, 2 videos in basically a week. Hopefully I'll be able to maintain some semblance of that kind of output. I've got a couple of other ideas for videos. Still a little bit sick. I was feeling better, now I'm feeling worse, but you know what? It's fine. It's giving me time to kind of, brainstorm some ideas and actually put them into practice. So hopefully you'll be seeing me again soon. Thanks again for watching, and if you like these videos, there's a couple more, and feel free to subscribe. So yeah. Thank you, and have a good one.